recording now. Okay.
Surprise, mother lovers. You're on air.
You're on air.
You're on air.
We're sleepy. We're sleepy. So there's that. It's morning time and we're sleepy. So we've got that going for us. But we're here.
And we're here.
And I'm Brooke.
I'm Stevie.
And we're here with a guest today. And we're stoked about it. And he is...
Levi.
It's Levi Garcia.
Yeah.
The one, the only, Levi. Also, what are
And we are
the Help podcast. And today, like I just said, God, I'm so tired. We're here with Levi, and he's going to talk to us today about some stuff, some things. Anxiety.
anxiety.
My best friend, anxiety, who we all love. We all love to hate, you know?
He's a good guy to have around.
Fuck that guy.
he's always around. He's there for you all the time.
All the time, whenever you need him. You don't even have to call his name. He'll just come
He's
running.
there. He's awake.
He's ready to party.
Answer that call.
I didn't invite you, mother lover, but I'm here.
It's true, and it's hard to get rid of him. He overstays his welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, he won't go.
Indubitably. I don't know.
Where did that come from?
I don't know.
Wow. $10 word over
A
here.
little edgy this morning. I got coffee in my hand.
So yeah, I mean, I guess we've both kind of talked about our personal anxieties on here. But Levi, what you working with? Tell us everything. What's your background? Tell us your social security number. Let's hear it all.
I'll write that down for you.
Okay,
before
great.
I leave here today.
Thank you. I
Thank you.
appreciate that.
Get that. Make sure. It's pretty much something I've had like my entire life, but
Yeah.
I don't think I realized what it was when I was little.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Same.
But I think the very first time I knew something was up was probably in like 4th grade. We had like the chicken club.
Chicken club.
It was
You
like
had the chicken club?
You had the
okay.
chicken
Yeah, I
club?
was wondering if that was like a thing
no,
everywhere.
that's not a thing. I was just surprised that you had a chicken club. My tone
She was just
deceiving.
very excited.
There's
about
no
it.
chickens involved. It was
Okay.
like a anti-drug thing.
Okay.
And each letter stood for something. There's no
Oh,
D in
wow.
chicken, so I don't know where the drug came in, but it stood for something.
That's a very long.
Yeah. See, you can't even think about what that would stand
Children.
for.
There's no A either for alcohol.
But I know
Children
You know what? They just
having.
Is this like pre-dare?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's pre-dare?
So it was
Okay.
an anti-drug thing. Well, at least I don't know if it was just my elementary school or if it was
I
something
had
that
Dare.
everybody had. But I mean,
countrywide
Dare
thing.
existed too. But my elementary school had
They were
the
like,
chicken club.
you know what? We think chicken's gonna be a little bit more.
we're just gonna put some
Yeah.
importance on this. And so they would bring like ice cream for during
fun.
recess and stuff like that.
Was it
This sounds
chicken-shaped ice cream? Or just
No, it was
regular?
just like Domino's pizza and popsicles.
Okay, cool.
But for some reason, they were like, "Hey, we're gonna take you to the Astros game at the Astrodome."
Oh, fun.
Wow, I like your school.
Yeah.
You're like on another level.
So like, yeah, they loaded us on the bus. We went to the Astrodome.
Okay, so I'm not good with sports.
Oh, I'm
sports
not.
ball.
I don't know anything about sports.
Okay.
I don't.
I don't even
I'm
know.
not into football. I'm not into baseball.
Yeah, I know a lot about football.
But all my
I
friends
don't
were
know about
going, so it was like,
baseball.
okay, it's just a thing to do. Let's go.
Was this like were the Astros like as big as they are now? Is it similar?
Probably not. I don't know.
I don't know.
They're
Oh,
like
okay.
such. You know what? That's probably like an adult thing. They're like, we're gonna take them to the Astros game because we want to go.
Because we want to
No.
fucking be there. That's
Like,
true.
What do kids like? Chickens. Throw some chickens in there. Man. They'll love
Chickens
it.
and baseball. That's what
Yeah,
kids love
what
these
the
days.
We'll send the mascot around for
Yeah,
them, and they'll have a time. Okay.
All right. So anyway, we're at the
4th grade.
Astrodome. Game's on, and I start feeling all kind of
Okay.
and I just couldn't. I think I was just overwhelmed by
A lot.
everything that was going on. All this it was loud, and I was like, I couldn't. So I walked off of the thing, and
Oh.
I told my principal.
Okay.
Principal who was there is like, hey, I'm not feeling good, and he's like, okay, well, come sit over here. And like, if you've never been to the Astrodome, it's round. And there's like corridors that go around, you know. He's like, just sit here in the corner.
He put you in the corner?
Put me in the corner in the
At the
round, and at the Astrodome.
I feel sick and put you in the corner.
I don't know. This was his solution. He wanted to watch the game.
Brass,
He's like,
is what I
don't move.
Yeah, just hang out here.
Stay here. Don't talk to anybody.
But I didn't stay there because I had to use the restroom.
Oh, no. Okay.
So I went to the restroom, and when I came back, he was like freaking out because I guess he thought he lost a kid.
Oh, yeah.
And so
It's appropriate time to freak out.
Oh, yeah, and he was like, he yelled at me. He like grabbed me. He like, yelled at me, and he was like, "Oh, you run off again, I'm just gonna hang you out the side and just drop you off." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" You know?
You know
Sir.
what?
It was my principal of my school. So
Yikes.
anybody went to Westside Elementary in Angleton, Texas, and had Mr. Haluka, that guy.
Fuck that
Shout
guy.
out.
Shout out, yeah. So anyway, but yeah, that was like the first time that I actually felt like kind of crazy with it.
Like,
Sure.
Yeah.
And you know, not similar incidents like that happened throughout, you know, growing up, you know, and but it wasn't until I got a little bit older that I kind of realized what it was.
Sure.
You know, because it was something that always affected me.
Was it
And-
something where you were like, oh, this is, everybody must deal with this? Like you kind of thought that? Or
No, I kept a lot of stuff to myself.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
I'm a pretty private person,
Sure.
so like telling you that story, telling you a lot of this,
So
what
you're
I'm gonna
like-
say, probably I've never told anyone else.
Oh,
before.
okay.
Yeah, of
Ooh.
course.
So
Exclusive.
You're fine.
You heard it here first,
Yeah.
folks. I feel honored. Do you feel honored?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Okay, well, anyway, but where was I?
Some more things happened,
Oh.
and then you got older.
Okay, yeah. So when you get older,
Yeah.
you know, you kind of piece it together, and a lot of stuff that happened to you when you're little just kind of makes sense, and like, oh, because like some days I would just be, I can't go to school, you know,
Oh,
felt sick, you know, I just like
Too much.
I wasn't nauseous or anything, you know, I wasn't like, oh, I got the flu, or you know, it
Yeah.
wasn't like, you know, you got a cough or cold or something like that. It just felt different, and when you reflect on it, you realize, oh, that's what it was,
Yeah.
Oh.
and
Wasn't coffee.
it wasn't coffee. Okay, but I know I sent you that video. If anybody wants to see this, I sent you the video from Twin Peaks where they
Oh,
have like
yeah,
the
yeah.
agoraphobic guy goes outside and he like freaks out and his body just shuts down.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that happened to me. It happened. That's where it kind of progressed later on.
Okay. In like later in life, it gets to
yeah,
this point.
yeah. So the first time that happened to me, I was on my way back from San Marcos to Austin. I was driving for, I don't remember why. I was almost back. I think I was like around Kyle or Buda, which is just outside of Austin for anybody who's not here.
Non-Austin listeners.
So anyway, I'm driving and like I just start shaking.
Oh God.
Oh,
and-
really?
Yeah, not fun. So I pulled over at this gas station, you know, and I'm like, you know, my hands just kind of shut down. Like I can't
Move them?
function. I can't move them, you know. So I called my, I guess, ex-girlfriend or something at the time. I can't remember exactly what the situation was. But, you know, I couldn't get through or something. So I called this other friend of mine and she came and, you know, another friend were hanging out and they came and picked me up and drove me
Okay.
back. But that was the very first time that actually
Where it was
got
like
to where I could
a
not
point where
I
it's
could not
like-
move. I
Yeah.
could not move my hands.
physically
I mean, it was just
debilitating.
it was just like very
Yeah.
debilitating. I could not move. I was just like
So it's like a full blown panic attack.
Yeah.
yeah. And so that's what I get.
Yeah.
So it is pretty
Yeah.
scary and it's happened, you know, and it hasn't happened like that in a while.
That's good.
It's like a fight or flight response, you know?
You know, my body's just like, well, this is
I don't
it.
want to work for you right now, okay? We're not driving
We're not
anywhere.
doing this right now.
Yeah.
But prior to that, one of the problems I had was traveling.
Oh, okay.
So I have a hard time just being in a vehicle for like a long time,
So it's just
or
like-
even a short time.
A vehicle thing, it's not like flying, or is it going anywhere?
A lot of it is like if I'm on a highway, I
Okay.
feel
Yeah.
trapped on there.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
and I'll just start sweating and
Okay.
just like, you know, my heart's racing. And so because of that, I didn't go to see my parents. I didn't go back home for like 10 years or so, something like
Okay.
that. I just kind of stopped. I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
And so that, that happened for a while. That is a thing that exists. But I'm trying to think of the right order of this. But actually I actually went home about 1.5 years ago.
Oh, yay.
Well, no.
Oh, no, it didn't go well. Sorry.
No. Well,
I rescind.
It was I had to go to a funeral.
Oh, sorry.
So, like, actually, my brother came and picked me up, and I downed a couple of margaritas. Before we get on the road, I need to get a couple of margaritas in me.
Chill out a little.
So, like, it was fine. And that's one of the things. I do self-medicate a lot, even though I shouldn't.
Is it, so, like, your brother came to get you, so you're fine riding? Or
it's easier if I'm not having to
actually drive.
Yeah.
It's a little easier, but still, you have the anxiety with it. Okay.
It just makes traveling really difficult. It's actually made a lot, not just traveling, but it's made a lot of things very difficult.
Yeah.
Just because you want to be there for people, you want to do things for people. And I felt like I used to be really reliable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it kind of made you, like, if people call you for something and you're like, please don't need something from me. Because, then I'm going to have to go somewhere. I'm going to do something. You're going to need me for something,
And it's going to push you to this, like, limit. Yeah.
And it's exhausting in a weird kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it has to be, like, energy sucking for
sure.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
And it just makes little things difficult.
Was there a point, so this just progressed over time slowly.
Yeah.
Was there a point where it was just like, I feel like this is where it stems from, or like maybe something that occurred, maybe like a movie or something, that just
I don't think so, because like I said, it seemed like I've had it my whole life. Probably even before 3rd grade, it was just, or 4th grade or whatever.
You were experiencing this at such a young age. That's interesting,
Yeah, and I've talked to other people with the similar thing. They're like, they didn't know what it was when they were little.
Yeah.
It was just like,
And it's very hard to explain, like when you're little, it's hard to explain to somebody like what you're feeling because you don't understand it.
Yeah, you don't have anything to compare it to, draw to. You either know you don't
or
feel well or you're not.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And then your parents are probably like, you're so young. You're like,
yeah.
My body, like I can't handle my emotions right now. And they're probably
he doesn't want to go to school or something.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're so young.
And do your parents have any like anxieties or anything?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah. So
I know my sister has, but she's not really. Yeah. It's not something that affects her as much. At least as far as I'm aware, it doesn't.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's hard for, like, my dad might have anxieties or something, I don't know, but my mom doesn't really at all. Yeah. So that's something that I've realized even just in the last couple of months, like, she doesn't, like, there's no way that she could have given me the tools because, like, she doesn't need those tools herself. So it's like, it was just a complete, like, misconnection because I'm like, it's very clear that I've been a very anxious person for a long time. But yeah, it's like you don't, if you haven't had to go through it yourself, like, you don't really know how to, like, help somebody else go through it. Yeah. So, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. And about 6 years ago was when it got the worst.
Okay.
Really? Okay.
Was that the one back from San Marcos, or that was before that?
This was
okay, so this was before.
Yeah, that was like a long while back. That was 2006, something like that, somewhere around there. Anyway, it got really bad.
Okay.
I couldn't work.
Oh shit.
Really?
Yeah, I just could not work. I could not function. I did have a roommate, and it probably put a lot of stress on him, because I'm like, okay, I got some money coming. It'll be fine. Just don't worry about it.
I'm gonna make it.
Yeah. I'm gonna squeak by here, but I'll get it. But it got to the point where just walking to the mailbox was difficult.
Shit. Yeah.
It was like I could not just go outside without
being
It started domino effect.
Yeah, and once you get into it, it's very difficult to just break out of it. But my living situation kind of broke down from that just because it was just so difficult. And I went to live with some friends in Cedar Park, and They were cool. But it was around there that, it was also the same situation. I wasn't getting better. I wasn't, nothing was changing. It was just still going down. So, but I think the one thing that changed that really helped, and I think we might have conflicting views on this part, but the thing that I can say absolutely helped was getting medication.
Yeah.
And I know some people, I had the same kind of mentality. It was like, oh, you got a medication, you got to take it every day, It's like,
right.
And people feel like they're like dependent,
Yeah.
and they're like, I don't want to be dependent. I can do it on my own. I think some people.
Yeah, and that's it. It's just like you feel like you've lost it. You know? It's like, oh, I gotta rely on this.
Yeah.
But it took a while for me to just break out of that mindset.
Even so after you got medicated?
No, once I started on the medication.
How long did that take?
Oh, I'm still on it.
Oh, well, yeah, but like from getting
on
the medication, like once you got on it, did you have like
the day of? Did you feel like a relief, or was it like did it build up over time?
Did you have to like
it takes weeks.
Weeks. Okay.
Yeah,
Did you have to like
build up,
try different kinds or?
No, the one that I started with worked.
Oh, cool.
It just went.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's the one I stuck with. It seemed fine. For
Yeah.
me. I never had a problem with it. They did up the dose a little bit, but I was still on a very low dose of it.
Nice.
So I guess that's good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How long was that period?
It took months.
Yeah.
Before you started feeling better, gradually. So it's hard to give you a real actual time frame. But I know it took months before
you felt back to.
You felt even slightly where a normal person would kind of be.
Yeah.
Was it kind of like baby steps for you to be doing these things that people do normally, but physically, obviously, mentally exhausting for you, so you had to kind of like baby step your way?
Yeah, definitely.
Was that like a trust thing for you, to trust that like you could do these things and to feel okay with yourself? Because I'm sure like if you felt anxiety going to your mailbox, like maybe it was just even hard to go outside your door, or like whatever it was.
Yeah,
Did it take building? Did you have to build up on it?
Yeah. Eventually, you kind of realize, okay, I can do this. I got this. And going to the grocery store is very difficult. Plenty of times I've been at the register with my food and just leaving, just because I couldn't. Yeah. I couldn't handle it.
Too much stimulation.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And,
yeah.
But yeah.
Did you have to go to a psychiatrist to get?
I did see a therapist for a while.
Okay. This was during the period of.
This was like 6-7 years ago.
Okay.
Like when the initial. Really
the
breakdown
part.
part.
Yeah. Did that help, or?
It probably would have helped if I had been on medication at the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was just like even going there. It's like, great. Well, this isn't gonna help at all.
Yeah, because some days I just wouldn't get it. I wouldn't even go there because I had to drive to the the office, and it was like, well, how does that work if you can't be there?
That's why too. Like, have you heard of like BetterHelp? Or like the therapies that are like on your phone. I'm like, that has to be like super helpful for people.
Yeah,
you don't have to
useful.
Like, you can sit on your couch.
Yeah.
You can be in your underwear as long as you keep
just keep that app up.
Keep it at your head.
way up here.
Yeah, if you like.
Yeah. So how long? So you said it started like 6 years ago, where it got really bad and you couldn't go to work. So how long was that period like? Until you got on the medication and started getting better?
It was probably about 3 years ago.
Okay,
that I actually got on the medication. I guess I should have said that. It was like about 3 years ago.
3 year kind of period.
3 years ago.
Gosh, yeah, that's wild.
Mm-hmm. And that's when I first got a job. I was like, well, I just need something. I just went to a temp place, and I was like, well, just
cool.
If I get fired from here, it's fine.
Who cares?
Who cares?
Yeah,
they don't
literally,
care.
who cares?
They just want somebody to show up.
Yeah.
But it did make work and just every little thing.
That's awesome.
Really difficult.
And, I thought you were going to say the medication made it better.
The medication did make it better. But it is just, it's a constant struggle. I don't think it's something I'm ever going to be done with.
Okay. Yeah.
It's just something I'm always going to have. And that's part of it too, because you realize, this is part of you. This is who you are.
Yeah.
So how do you change part of you like that? It's very difficult.
Yeah. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think with like I'm not against medication at all, and
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I know a lot of people with not so much with anxiety, but with depression probably, which I think those two are like very
Well, yeah,
can
that's
be
what
very-
that's what I was taking. It's
Bridge.
the antidepressant.
yeah. Like there's you are so in it that like, and there's like a hormonal thing going on that like you cannot take steps to get yourself out of it. So like medication can be a great way to, like, I know a guy who he was like not doing good with depression, and was very aware of that and was like seeing a therapist, but like he just couldn't make the like cognitive changes to get out of the spiral. And then he got on medication and he was on it for like 6 months, I think, or something, and then he was able to get off medication. But it was like the medication that helped him
It gives you
get to
a
that.
kick.
Yeah.
It jumpstarts you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like neutralizes you and gets you kind of out of those.
Yeah, if
Serotonin,
anything, if you
dopamine.
have a problem, just give it a try.
Yeah,
if,
for
if
sure.
nothing else is
Yeah.
working, just give it a shot. That's-
Yeah, you know what? Sometimes you can't just like kick a dog. I don't want to say this, but like kick a dog while it's down. You know what I mean? Like
okay.
no, but I'm telling you,
Do
like
animal
some people,
cruelty or anything, but yeah.
you can't just expect people. Like sometimes people go to like these places where they don't even know how to get out of, and some people are like, "Oh, go to yoga class," and I'm like, "Well, you know what? That was the least helpful fucking thing you
Yeah.
could have told me today." Okay?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I think that's really dismissive of the freaking issue itself, and that sometimes medication, if you need it
Yeah.
to make you feel better, if you're at that point, like it's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like you were saying, some people are so anti medicine. I think
yeah.
it's useful for some people out
Yeah,
there. You know what I mean?
It's the same thing. Like everybody's body chemistry is like so different, and everybody's issues are different. It can't be a one size fits all. Like it can't be like
Yeah, for
Initially,
sure.
a doctor
Take
told
a
me,
walk.
"Hey, just exercise." I was like, "Okay," gave that a shot. It did not help me.
yeah,
It did
Yeah,
not help
yeah.
me. And I gave it a shot. But
Yeah.
it just
Just doesn't
I
fucking
stuck
work.
with it, but it was not changing anything
Yeah.
for me.
yeah. Well, I'm glad that you found something that
Yeah.
helped you out.
And you do improv?
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I'm not a shy person.
Yeah.
I think it made me seem shy when I was probably younger.
Yeah.
Just because, that's just the way it was. But I'm not a shy person. I will do improv. I will go sing
Yes.
karaoke,
He's a
Yeah.
not drunk.
So there's specific
Not drunk.
things in your brain that are like different that don't cause you anxiety, like improv?
I don't think improv doesn't give me not anxiety. That's a
Oh,
stupid
okay.
sentence to.
Well, no, well,
Come out of my mouth.
maybe it was a stupid question.
No.
on my
No,
end,
no,
I'm
I
not
just
sure.
said it.
No,
stupid.
I 100% relate with that statement. I'm like, it doesn't give me
Not-
not anxiety.
This is not give me anxiety.
No, I have no problem just being up in front of people
That's
and people
interesting.
looking at me. It's
So,
not
like, you
it's
don't
not an
have-
anxiety like, oh, people are gonna laugh at me or people are gonna.
You don't have
notice.
social
I don't. Yeah,
as
the social
much.
anxiety. No.
That's so interesting because like majority of people in that situation would be like, F this, I couldn't be drunk enough. There's nothing you could do to get me on this stage and have people look at me and not
Yeah.
be like inward and be in my head about it.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. That's impressive.
I've been to karaoke with improv people, and they were like, "No, I'm not gonna sing. I'm not getting up there."
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah,
it's a different
yeah.
type of
When
outlook on it.
Yeah.
When we went to karaoke the one time, I was still drinking, and I made a fucking beeline for the bar. We got the weird shot things.
Oh, the shot-
syringe
the
shots.
syringe shots, yeah.
I was like, give me 2, and then give me 3
for
more
me,
drinks.
2 for me, 1 for you, my friend. Like,
Yeah.
Come on with it.
Yeah. So it's a similar like self-medicating thing.
Yeah.
Like I can't. I do have social anxiety and I do have performance anxiety. So yeah, like same thing. Like when you're like, I had to have a couple of margaritas before I got in the car. I'm like, let me have 17 drinks before I have to talk to anyone because I'm freaking out right now.
Yeah.
When we played, did you come to Werewolf the other day?
I did not.
Okay.
I had a friend's thing.
Oh, that's
It was a-
right.
it was a-
That's right. So we did a like an improv get together game night with Werewolf. Do you know what that is?
No, is this like a theme?
It's a thing.
Is everybody dressing up like werewolves? What does this mean?
That would be awesome.
Not yet. Let's do it.
Ooh. Did you ever play Mafia? when you were younger?
Is that like where it's like, this is who you're gonna marry and you're gonna have 5 kids?
No, that's MASH. No, that's the greatest game ever invented.
Okay, well,
MASH.
Mash
They should
and
merge
Mafia,
the
you know
two.
what?
MASH and Mafia.
Tomato,
Ooh,
tomato,
I
potato,
know.
potato, you know what I mean?
All right, we can come up with the MASH version
okay,
of
no, I
this. I've
haven't.
already the
Working
wheels
it.
are turning.
Yeah.
So it's a card game, and or it's not a card game, but there are cards, and you get a roll, and there's a moderator, and everybody closes their eyes, and it's like nighttime, and there are 2 werewolves, and the moderator tells them to open their eyes, and they like see each other, and then they decide who to kill. And then there's a couple of other things that happen,
Oof,
but
this is complex.
the main thing is that, like, as a group, you're trying to figure out who the werewolves are.
There's a
Yeah,
couple
I
of
remember you
variations
telling
of
me
that
about this.
game. There's
Yeah.
like Salem and some other ones that you
Salem.
got to figure
Like
out
Salem
who
Witch.
the witch is or something like that. or
Okay.
Who, yeah.
So in this game, there's a seer, and this is like a person who gets to guess who the werewolf might be, and the moderator
So
tells
kind
them
of like Clue.
if they're right or wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess it is kind of a weird clue.
So I hadn't played it like since probably high school or college, and we're playing it, and I can't really put like, I'm fine in social situations, like when it's just like conversations and one-on-one, totally fine, no problem, enjoy it, have fun, don't worry about it. But when there's any sort of like, it's like performance anxiety, but it's like, it doesn't just stop at like performance on a stage. It's like any sort of pressure on me whatsoever. Like I just crumble. Like I
Really?
just
You're like,
panic.
nope.
And I got the seer card, and like literally the whole time I just was like, fuck. I don't want this. Like I am panicking. I'm going to do it wrong. Everybody's going to think I'm stupid. And so
I already think I'm stupid. You know what I mean? It's like self-deprecating
this.
too, you know?
yeah. And I'm just like
Okay.
spiraling in my head, and like literally physically, I'm sitting there on the couch.
Having physical symptoms.
Oh, for sure. With all of these people that I love and trust, and like, well, I mean, I have a very hard time trusting people, which is where
Same here.
mine comes from. But as much as I can trust people, it's these people. And I'm like physically, like my heart is beating fast. Like my blood
Yeah.
is like, I can hear my blood like rushing through my body.
Ew.
My brain is just like spiraling, like, you're going to fuck this up. You're going to fuck this up. And I'm sitting there our eyes are closed, the werewolves are killing people. And I'm like, let it be me. Let it be me. Like, I think.
Get you out of the game.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it was me. And I cannot tell you how excited I was. I was like, I manifested this. I did this. I don't have to have this pressure.
Josh must have seen you freaking out because it wasn't you that you tried to kill. Because I was a werewolf sitting like 3 inches away from you, and we pointed at someone else, and Josh was like, "Nah, Brooke's dying."
She's out. She gone.
She's like having a mini panic attack,
Yeah.
just like everybody's just looking at her like, yeah, we're gonna vote. You know what? Yeah, I think that's her.
Let's
Yeah.
put her out of her misery.
That's,
Josh was reading my energy. I appreciate it, Josh. I needed it.
Were you just staring directly at him like, if you don't get this memo, just gonna stare at you
Thank
the
you,
whole
Josh.
time.
Thank you, Josh. I appreciate it. But
So-
it's like I can't in that moment. So I'm interested to know. I'm assuming it's probably similar. But it's like in that moment, I know on an intellectual level, like I'm okay. Everything's going to be fine. But like physically, I can't reconcile the intellectual with the physical and emotional stuff that's happening.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You're sensitive to specific things, and it doesn't always like have to make sense. Like, oh, I'm just a nervous person, and that applies to every part of my life. That's an interesting thing.
Yeah.
Or like, you can be totally fine doing karaoke, but like traveling's like hard for you. Which is-
Yeah, it's just
those shouldn't be
Right.
hugely different things.
Yeah.
But it's
I mean,
like-
I know what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, I absolutely know. If I just like give it 20 minutes, it'll be fine in a minute. You know,
Yeah.
you just gotta wait it out.
Yeah, because and I haven't even, I mean, it's been very recent that I've realized that, like, oh, this is, like, I just thought that everybody was freaking out when we were playing Mafia or Werewolf.
Yeah.
Like, I just was like, why are we subjecting ourselves to this? I don't understand. But then, like, in recent months or, like, a year or so, I'm like, oh, they're having fun. Okay, cool. They're enjoying themselves. Got it.
What am I doing differently?
What's
here?
happening here? But I mean, like, I know where mine stems from, and it's just like, it's interesting to me because it's like, it just is, it's just how I am and how I react to the world in certain situations. And I've often thought, like, well, maybe if, like, this didn't happen, or like, my parents taught me how to, like, walk through this situation, I wouldn't have this problem. But it's like, no, I would.
But
It would have just, if that thing didn't happen, it would have been something else that happened that caused me to, like, freak out. And if my parents had, like, known how to walk me through the situation, then great, I would still experience it. I just would know how to go through it at an earlier age.
yeah, I don't know what brought it on for me.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was just as far back as I can remember, there was something going on.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I had a brother that committed suicide when I was like 20.
Was he older or younger?
He was older than me.
Older.
Yeah, he was married, and him and his wife, like, split up, and I guess he wasn't handling it well.
No.
But I don't know exactly, if he had the same, any kind of issues or
Anxiety
anything.
stuff. It's interesting because I mean, I don't know, my middle sister, I think, is, like, fine. She doesn't have any problems. My older sister, I think, has anxieties and stuff. And it is, like, I think my dad probably does too, but it's, like, this genetic and, like, evolutionary thing where, like, if you look at it in evolutionary terms, like, really, we're the strong ones because our anxieties are so strong that, like, we're keeping everybody safe because we know what's going on. We know all the problems at all times. And, like, it really is, like, a survival instinct of, like, when you're a fucking hunter-gatherer trying to shoot a lion or whatever, like, you're like, hey, maybe we shouldn't try to shoot this fucking lion because it's going to kill us. So, like, let's get the fuck out. So that's been, to know that and know that there really is, like, evolutionary science and psychology behind it. I'm like, oh, like, this is just something that is, like, really strong within my genetic line. That is also a reason that probably we're still here.
Sure.
Because it's, like, helped us, not die from lions.
Yeah, I think there's also something to be said about, like, there's no shame in having these anxiety. Like, that's not. It's like having allergies. Like, you're not in control of this.
No.
I don't really tell people about it.
Yeah.
It's not something. It's exhausting to have to tell people about
Sure,
this.
sure.
I might just say, "Oh, I got anxiety issues," and people are just like, "Oh yeah,
Cool.
everybody's got those."
They're like,
You
we
know,
get
so- but it's easy to just say that, and people are like, "Oh yeah, I get it," but they don't really know the full extent of it.
Yeah.
But I guess I could talk about relationships.
Ooh, yeah. Okay, so anxiety and how has it affected your relationships up to this point?
Well, my family, I don't think my dad quite gets it. I think he might think it's like a cold or something, but my mom has a better, her head's better wrapped around it. She kind of gets it more.
She's like, that's my baby right there, and I love him.
Yeah, and my older brother, he he's like, okay, well, I'll help you with this. It's fine.
Oh, that's great.
And my sister, like I said, I know she's had a panic attack before, so I know she
Understands
gets
it.
but
Go on.
what I was saying with the when I meet new people, I might just say, oh yeah, I have anxiety issues. I might just throw that out,
Like disclaimer.
without having to explain anything, because people will rely on you for things.
It's kind of setting a boundary for yourself,
which makes it hard to have, like, a girlfriend or something, because they're gonna call you and say, hey, I need you to do this for me.
over,
I need you to get this for me. Oh, can you pick me up from here? I need this. I need.
I miss
Not that there's somebody there's somebody who's really needy, but there's that's just part of the relationship.
Right,
is, do stuff for each other.
If she's sick, she wants you to come over and, like, take care of her.
And
That's
at the same time, you want to be there. You want to do stuff for people, but at the same time, you realize you can't. You're just like this.
Physically,
I can't leave the house today.
Yeah, it's not happening.
Yeah. So I think it's better just to let people. Well, how I've coped with it is to just let people think I'm wishy-washy. And I've had people tell me, like, why can't you just say yes or no? Like, if people ask me, hey, are you going to come to this? Or I'll just say, oh, maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. And that's my answer because we really will see because I'll have to see.
You're like, it's a game
20
time
minutes
decision.
before it's time to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't just say yes. I'll be there. I'll want to be there that whole time. Yeah, I'll want to go somewhere. I'll want to be a part of whatever's happening.
But it might not happen.
But yeah, I don't want to give you. I don't want to raise your expectations and say, yeah, I'll do that for you.
Yeah.
And then have to
bail.
Let you down. Yeah, bail on somebody at the last minute.
Interesting. Yeah.
So it just makes having a relationship very difficult.
Yeah, for sure. Have you had any since in like the last 3 years?
Not any real relationships.
Okay.
The fun ones?
Well, not like a really serious relationship.
Okay,
I
gotcha.
I've had this girl tell me, like, I think you like being alone.
Maybe I do.
Maybe I do. You're like, I'm not gonna argue with you there.
Yeah, I was just like, well, sure, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do
you do that often? Like, you're like, if it's like, so you're like the wishy-washy thing, you're like, I'll just leave it at that.
Oh, constantly. I will self-sabotage myself. So if anybody wants to go out with me, I will constantly push you away.
Oh, no.
But that's
Levi. No.
No, but like I said, it's just, to me, that's how I cope with it. I don't want to drag someone else into it. That's how I feel about it. It's like, well, you're gonna have to deal with this. You're gonna have to deal with this stupid mess here. So if that's really what you want, good luck.
Oh no.
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 We don't like that. Do you want to be in a relationship?
I could. I'm not.
Yeah. You don't
opposed to it.
Is it easier to be at like a neutral ground? Like it's like for yourself, like to just.
It's a more comfortable spot to not.
Yeah. Because it sounds kind of like dismissive for yourself, you know?
Well, I don't know. I do feel comfortable alone because, like I said, I don't have to explain myself to anyone.
Yeah.
And explaining this stuff to someone is really kind of exhausting. Just because it is.
It's a lot. Yeah.
Mentally just
energy.
Put this out in here and just. Because there's a lot of questions.
Yeah.
There people have a lot of questions. Well, what about this?
Calm down on the questions.
I was just like, I wasn't wanting all this.
What if you... So you don't necessarily, like, close yourself off to the possibility of a relationship?
I'm on
or you think you do?
Tinder and...
Okay.
And OkCupid.
So let me ask this.
Boy Levi, he's out there in the game.
Find him. Swipe the right way. Swipe right.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's the right.
Okay, swipe right.
Swipe
ladies.
right, ladies.
I'm out there, but it's like it's not something that I'm really trying for.
Here's my question.
Yeah.
If you found the right lady, would you then try like different ways to try to make it work?
I think right now, probably yes.
Okay.
'Cause, like, I'm in a different situation than I was 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not opposed to it. Like,
yeah.
I feel like I would try.
Yeah. If she was the right lady, that would mean, right, that she's, like, willing to... And I think as long as you're able to be open about it, like, willing to take things very slow and, like, understand the situation and... And even, like, help you, I think. So, ladies, get at him. We're going to link his Instagram.
There's some cutie out there who's like, he understands me. He's going to want to stay home. Me too. Or, like, on those days that are, like, the worst. That little cutie out there.
She's ready.
I wish I could just stay home all day.
Sometimes I do, too. But...
I feel like I'm always busy lately. Just because I got to work and I... do the improv in the class and then our thing and then tech.
Dude, the older
always
you get,
out and about.
Like the more responsibility you have. I'm like, jeez.
Well, I will say I'm coming out of unemployment this next week, and it's been a month, or like a little less than a month, but
pure glory.
basically a month. And the first week was great. Like, I got a lot of things done at home. I was
like, oh yeah, I'm going to be productive while I got
so
this
much
time.
And by this point, it's not good. It is not good for me. Like, I am just in my head worrying about everything.
If you have too much time on your hands, man, that'll be the freaking death, I swear.
It ain't great.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a balance. But yeah, when I'm super busy, I'm always like, oh, I'm so stressed. Like, especially when there's an element of like anxiety involved in whatever I'm doing, because that is so draining. That I'm like, God, I just wish I could like stay home all day. But now I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have to take this month as a memory of like, no, go do some things. It's gonna be okay. Get out of the house.
Even if I'm at home though, like I still feel, well, I guess there's a common thing with anxiety and depression and dishes.
Oh,
apparently, like dishes will not get washed.
Sure,
it's a very common thing for just
that
those things to stack. I've thrown dishes away before just because I wasn't gonna wash them.
Like,
I was like, I'll just buy some new dishes. Not gonna wash these things.
Interesting. Do you live alone?
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense to me. Do you feel so fucking accomplished when you wash dishes?
Oh, it's amazing when you actually get them done. It's like, whoa, I got it. Look at that.
Did it. I think that if I didn't have a roommate, then there are times when I would let dishes go for
just let it go.
Years. Yeah. Until someone came over, and then I was like, this dish has been in here for 45 days. I've got to wash
it. Look at the fungus growing on it at this point, you know?
Plant just sprouting up.
I'm growing my own tree in my sink.
It's fine. It's
a
project. It's a project.
So I also, I kind of wanted, just a question. Okay, so when you feel like this anxiety, is it like a snowball effect internally? Have you just like your thoughts just keep running and it just gets bigger and bigger for you?
It can be like that. Like, say I knew I had to go just to somebody's birthday party or house or something, just whatever. It could be a casual thing. It's nothing even important. Yeah. Like I will think about it, and like an hour before, you know, I'll be like, you know, just like kind of panicking a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, I can get dressed. I can be all ready to go. I have my keys in my hand, and I'll just be like, oh, I'm not going after all.
Okay.
You know, it would just because it's built up in you that, you know, oh, I have to get there. I have to spend some time there. Then I got to come back. That's going to be an ordeal as well. Like I said, it just makes every aspect of my life difficult, even though it might not seem like it should affect it. It does affect it.
You do seem very chill, I will say. You roll up to things like very like, what's up?
Okay, that's how I've learned how to survive, which is actually some song lyrics, but
sing it, Levi.
It just came out of my mouth.
Sing that ballad.
Maybe later. But no, I've had to learn to just try not to get too excited about anything.
Okay.
So whenever you see me not being excited about something I should be excited about, it's because I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, we did it. Yeah. And I'm like, all right.
I think
I might seem really casual about it just because I'm used to not, what's the word? Not just getting my hopes up, not.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I just kind of temper my emotions a little bit. Just try to keep myself pretty chill and just.
You just feel like the neutral ground is a very comfort for you.
Good place to be.
I just try not to get too excited about something. I don't put too much stock into something happening.
Yeah. Interesting.
Do you ever get nervous whenever there's too much attention, like on you? Would you like to divert tension elsewhere?
Not usually.
Not usually?
Yeah.
It's all trial.
Well, I'm just curious. Yeah. There's this gentleman who I had in my acting class, and he came because he had so much anxiety, right? And it was, you could tell, like, the inner conflict he was combating with every time we had class. Like, I mean, look, I sweat a lot. But you could tell, man, he had, like, sweat pits. And he would come and he would show up as physically, emotionally. And it was, like, to the point where he didn't want to subject to everybody to his anxiety. But it was just, everybody was feeling it. You know what I mean? And you'd be like, wow, this is a lot to take in. But I mean...
And he's like, I know.
He's like, I fucking live with it. Okay, so tell me about it.
Yeah.
But it was very interesting because he would just like... It was like a snowball. It's like, I didn't know if I wanted to say hi because I could just tell it was like, triggered for him. Somebody said hi, you know? But it's very interesting, the kind of snowball effect. You could see him have to go through in himself.
Yeah.
And it was like, I was like, can I hug you? And he's like,
Please don't.
probably not. You know, obviously me, like worse, you know, probably not helping you there. But like, you know.
So that thanks, Steve. That brings me to my next question.
Yeah, go for it.
So for me, when I'm having my anxiety stuff, prior to like the last like 6 months, same thing. Like I didn't really have any way to control it. Like it was just happening. But now I've kind of developed some tactics, I guess, or like coping mechanisms to try to like work through it as it's actually happening. Do you have any of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
One of them, I take a shower.
Okay.
I take a long
step
shower. This is the best one. Actually.
Okay.
Yeah, just take a long
The best one.
For me, that's it's because it's
love
really
showers.
relaxing. Just
Calming.
the water falling. I got a good shower head. And it
Nice.
just
A little
feels
rain.
good.
A
Just the
rain
water.
shower.
Just take a long.
Have you tried eucalyptus?
No.
Baby, put some eucalyptus in the shower. It's amazing. But go on. Sorry.
No, I do take a shower. You know that kind of evens you out a little bit. I found that talking to somebody, just about anything. I have this friend that I talk to her like every day, pretty much.
Cool.
And when I drive, you know, just to keep my mind off of everything, you know, I usually call her and you know, just have a conversation the whole drive.
Nice.
And so she's
Well,
been
that's
really
awesome.
cool. She's
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
somebody that's been really cool in my life to help me out.
All right,
Keep me
Levi.
steady.
I feel like you're holding back here. Who's the cutie pie?
just somebody I met. It's just a
Okay.
friend of mine.
Shout out, you little cutie. Okay. I just want to show her some love. She sounds like a good person.
Yeah, she is. She is a good person.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, heck yeah. And so shower and then talking to your...
Just talking to people, just, you know, get your mind off of it. Just
Yeah,
like,
for
just
sure.
like, tell me anything, you know, and just, it helps to, you know, pull your mind away from it. Pull your mind out of whatever's going on in your body or in your own mind, I guess.
Yeah.
Easier to like focus on something else instead of like being stuck in the rut
The
sometimes.
spiral that's happening.
Tell me something stupid about what happened in your day today. Just anything. Just tell me about a TV show. Just
TV show.
yeah, just
Anything,
tell me the plot
anything?
of a Law and Order episode. I don't know.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
tell me what happened.
Well, if you
Tell me
ever
what's
want to
going
know
on.
what's going on in Schitt's Creek, you just give me a call.
Gotcha.
Because I'll probably be watching it.
All right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's good. I think that, have you ever, is it called immersion therapy? Where like you're,
They dip you in water. And...
yeah, it's like your biggest fear and then they just like force you to do it.
Like 20 different times.
No, I have never heard of that.
No?
But I don't like my head going
It's,
underwater. I did when I was little, like I would go swimming.
Yeah.
And,
well,
but nowadays, like I don't want my head underwater. It just doesn't feel right.
I think it's, I don't know if that's what it's called, but it's like if you have a fear of flying, like they teach you to fly.
Oh,
I know.
okay.
Or like if you're claustrophobic, they lock you in a coffin for like an hour. And
I
a
do
half.
not like
Are
being in
you
elevators.
kidding me? I'm going to fight you.
It's terrible. Like, so I mean, I honestly think that that's kind of what I did with, like, I sought it out myself with improv. Because, like, I mean, I'm going to barf before most shows.
Put
like,
yourself out there.
But the thought of, that when I think about it, like, just forcing yourself into that, I'm like, that can't be good for everyone. Like, surely not. I think it does work. Like somebody in our improv group had a fear of flying and he did it. And I think he's better now. But still, I'm just like, anyway,
That's
sometimes
really brave.
I wonder if it's like, are you just supposed to like force yourself through it? Because it feels like, I don't know, it feels like if you do force yourself without the proper tools, hopefully maybe they do that. They give you the proper tools to like work
Yeah,
through
they're like,
whatever you're
we'll
feeling.
figure it out.
No.
Throw you in the water when you can't
Just
swim.
like,
you know?
good luck.
Good
Yeah.
luck.
Survival of the fittest here, people.
Yeah, I don't like being in elevators. I don't
No.
like being trapped in there. And like for my apartment, I do not ride the elevator unless I really have to.
What floor do you live on?
3rd.
Oh, that's not so bad.
Yeah, no, it's not so bad, but still, it might
get
as well be
steps
20
in.
floors. It's just being in it
You're
for one
not
floor
doing
is no. Yeah, I don't want that.
See, I don't like elevators for other reasons, and it's the performance anxiety of what people expect of you in an elevator. Just standing there like, I hate this.
I just feel like I'm gonna be trapped. Like if I'm trapped in there for like 10 minutes, I'm gonna come out naked just because that's how I'm gonna be. I just gotta get comfortable and just like get my clothes off and just.
You're like in an elevator, it like breaks down. The guy behind you's getting naked. I'd be like, what is going on?
What is happening?
Just gonna survive here.
Yeah.
I'd be looking for the camera. I'd be like, is this a TV show?
Am I being punked?
Yeah, seriously. So it's more of like because you said that about the highway. It's like you don't like being contained or like feeling trapped.
Yeah, and I feel okay. Now, this is embarrassing, but here it is. In the back seat of my car, I have a small little ice chest. It's full of drinks and beef jerky.
Okay.
Because
that's really cool.
no, it's not.
Oh no.
Because in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna break down somewhere and be trapped, and I'm gonna live in my car. You know, this is my thinking. I know it's not true. I know, like, if my car breaks down, I can leave.
Sure.
You know, but for some reason, I think, oh, I'm going to be stuck somewhere. I'm going to live here for a while.
Yeah.
I better have food.
Yeah, I need food. I need drinks.
Do you have, like, oh, you probably don't. This is probably more of a girl thing. But my mom always used to tell me also, like, if I was going out to bring, like, a blanket and tennis shoes.
I got a blanket in the trunk of my car.
Okay.
Yeah. But
survival.
That's just in case.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that's it's just normal. I think probably a lot of people have that.
I was gonna say I would love to drive in your car. We could be eating beef jerky,
drinking.
Let's do that.
But
Next
obviously, I think that would just be like, you know, maybe a bad idea. Maybe I'd just make it worse for your situation. Like, I
Levi's
just
like,
this girl in the back. She won't
like,
shut up.
Stop fucking eating my food.
I know exactly.
What am I gonna eat?
Jerky?
I need this.
I need this just in case. I feel y'all.
No, well, I'm glad that you're aware of it because it is very fucking hard when you're young and it just is happening and you don't have any ways to like overcome it or continue to live your life.
Like, this is how I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm stuck with this, so I gotta learn to live with it.
Yeah. You're doing it. You're thriving.
And I'm doing pretty good right now, I think.
Yeah,
I'm in a better place than I was a couple of years ago. So,
I think you're doing
right now I'm feeling
great.
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling good.
Good.
Things are
Feeling fresh.
Things are
Fresh
working right now. So.
All right. Well, if you ever need to call any of us when you're driving, I think we're all a go on that.
All right.
So your calls have expanded in case your friend's not available. Hit us up. Anything else, guys?
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about? Thank you for being here. I really
thanks for
appreciate it.
sharing.
Yeah.
I think everybody can really relate to anxiety and like
any form of it.
I mean, we've had panic attacks. I don't know if the world has. So.
I mean, I definitely have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cole, you have too?
I don't know if I've ever gone like full blown.
Oh, okay. You've
Close.
Panicked.
Yeah.
Mine are dumb. My panics attack are panics attack.
Panicked.
Panicked. My panicked attacked.
Panicked attacked the panic.
They're not they're very vain when you just say what they were. Like one time I was at my aunt's house and this was like in the height of my eating disorder. And my shorts that I brought didn't fit and I lost my fucking mind. I was like crying and screaming.
Kicking down doors.
Yeah.
Not having it.
But, it's fine. We've overcome.
Academy, right? Oh, now.
And the shorts definitely don't fit anymore, so. And I'm fine with it.
baby.
I'm not
Made
crying.
peace with it.
Yeah.
I gotcha. All right, y'all. Well, we're gonna holla at y'all next week.
Get it? Steve just got lit. You just got
Litty
like
titty. I don't know where the coffee came from, but it
just
did
kicked
get
in.
me and then sent me to the bathroom. So. That's how it woke me up.
Do y'all have like Patreon extras? It's
No.
gonna be the Stevie
should.
Stevie restroom time.
That's gonna happen.
Yeah,
for
I'll
sure.
start
Write it
taking the
down.
mic in the
We'll give you
bathroom
credit.
with
I
me.
do have that foot fetish clip you never uploaded.
Ooh, yeah, the whole foot
Yeah,
fetish.
I know. We had it was so funny. I'm telling you,
What's
Levi.
that? Do you
We had
lotion
to have
your
a
feet?
discussion.
I do not.
Whatever, guys.
But
We've
No
been
one
missing out.
puts lotion on their feet and then puts socks on.
Everyone
Dude,
does.
don't do that.
no, that's
But I think it's a great
I
idea.
know. I've seen the bottom of your feet.
Look,
I
I
haven't
refuse to
seen
not be supported of.
I-
supportive
yeah.
of
I do have a
myself.
problem
I don't
with
think I'm
dudes'
useful in
feet
this
though.
capacity.
Just like I hate going to eat somewhere and like there's some dude with like his feet all hanging out in a restaurant. If
Oh,
you're
are you
going to
kidding
eat,
me?
if you're going to eat, put some shoes on,
Oh,
dude.
like he's got
Dude,
like
that's
flip flops on.
offensive. And
Yeah.
who is
Okay.
this guy? If you
They're
take
all over
off,
the place.
you're a weirdo. Put your shoe
Wait,
back on.
is
You-
he in a
you
sandal or
heathen.
is he like taking his shoes off?
No, he's got a sandal on.
Yeah,
but
he's-
still, just
Oh.
like nobody wants to see your dirty ass foot
Oh.
when you're eating.
That's really
See,
funny.
Wear a shoe if you're eating.
I don't have a problem with the foot in a restaurant as long as it's sandaled. If we're talking like full out, like he's
Picking
out
your
of the
toes,
shoes.
toes and stuff.
Dudes have ugly feet. It's embarrassing.
I have a high threshold.
I see Coltec, yeah.
Man.
One of my best friends growing up, like junior high-ish, she went to my church and her mom did too, and we sat in the balcony and her mom would sit in the very back row of the balcony and we would be like in the first row or so and we'd hear this noise and we'd immediately know what it was because she did it like every other week, clipping her toenails, the back row of the balcony.
I'm offended.
Ew.
That would be the
Amazing.
most unsanitary thing.
For sure. But can you imagine to just have that like freedom to just like,
Just I'm so
Be-
comfortable in my surroundings and myself and my environment.
I'm just going to clip my
Just gonna-
toenails right now.
Dude, people do
You're
some wild
comfortable.
things. You know what? I think people just do
Amazing.
really weird things that nobody knows about.
Oh, for sure.
Like, yeah.
What's your weirdest thing?
I don't know. I think it's just like when you meet me, you just realize she just does some weird shit just in general. But I know my sister, we used to have this computer chair and I'd always sit on it. And one day I saw her laughing and I was like, biatch, what you laughing at? Well, she used to pick her nose, y'all, and put it on the right side of the chair. And so
can't
she would
do a
just
booger.
laugh.
Because you were like
Because
all up on there?
My bitch ass was sitting on it.
All up on those boogers?
Yeah, I was livid. Livid. I was like, who does that? But yeah. Yeah, we gotta actually have an episode. Maybe that'll be next week. We'll talk about like
Boogers.
Gross ass shit.
weird things that people do
Yeah, I like
on
that.
their alone time.
Oh, do you have any like specific weird things, Levi?
Oh, well, probably.
You don't have to share if you don't want to, but I can't
I
think.
think I've shared enough. Today.
I shared enough.
I
I'm
need,
done.
Like,
I need
I'm gonna
to
go
put
take a
my
nap.
mind in a box here.
Don't
Yeah.
ask me anything else. I had OCD. Step on a crack, you break your mom's back. I used to have like legitimate fear, so we'd like jump across all cracks. But I
Really?
wouldn't tell anybody about it. I'd be like, well, let's skip this crack.
my
And then one
gosh.
time I got tired of it, so I stepped on every fucking crack, and I was like, oh, I'm tired of thinking
We're
that.
breaking everybody's damn back.
Yeah.
Okay,
Take
well, we'll
that,
have to have an
Mom.
episode about that.
Yeah.
Take that, Mom.
All right, y'all.
All right, thanks
the
for
Randalls.
being here, Levi.
Yeah.
Randall.
Levi.
Thanks also, Randall, for being here.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Randall.
Randall.
He's such a great guy. You know?
Levi's looking around like, who's Ram?
There he's here
Alright.
somewhere.
Okay, we don't have to link to your Instagram or anything like that, but if you want us to,
That's fine.
Let us
okay,
know.
we will. Come see Levi in Kiss and Break Up comedy sometimes at Cold Town Theater occasionally. Follow the Instagram and you'll find it out. Okay, love you, Randall.
Love you, Randall.
Thanks for
Thanks,
being here,
Randall.
Levi.
You're the best.
Okay, thanks for listening to us, guys.
Yes. If you want to give a shout out or just reach us.
Yeah, or send in like a topic you want us to bullshit on.
Yeah. Our email is helpthepodcast@gmail.com. And our Instagram is
It is at The Help Podcast.
at the Help Podcast.
And you can search Facebook, The Help Podcast. We're on there as well. And you can find all of our episodes on any major podcasting platform. iTunes, Stitcher.
Or if you get confused, just email us. We'll help you.
We'll send you the link, girl. It's fine.
Okay, cool.
Thanks, guys.
Y'all have a good one.